channel, Cynthia here with another couple of pages in my mini album. So I have this little photo here. Most of the photos that are this side are 2 by 2, I think, 2 inch by 2 inch. And I'm just going to see what I can do. I've decided I'll back it on this darker blue polka dot paper. So these 6 by 6 papers come in my November kit from the Wild Hair Kits, and I'm just going to use them, and I'm going to use this one here as well to make a little bit of a banner. I love this wood grain that's underneath. I think that's from the I think it's the Heidi Swap paper, Hawthorn maybe, on the back of that. And then I'm going to, as I say, turn that into a little banner and use that in the center of the page. I really like the way this one can come together. So I haven't put up too many videos lately. Hopefully you've noticed. Hopefully someone out there's missed me. Just been so busy. So when I'm doing this voiceover, it is the 23rd of November. And I dare say for the last month, apart from the fact that I worked every day, well, obviously not the Saturdays and Sundays, but Monday to Friday, and then every night I had something on after work or in the evening, and there's just been something happening every Saturday and Sunday, so I haven't had time to do a great deal. I'm managing to actually make some pages, do some scrapping one way or another. I finished this album off, which I only just managed to get it off in time for Christmas, but I haven't just had the time to get on and do the voiceovers and edit the films. That's what's taken my time. And I think since Microsoft Movie Maker, since I can't use that anymore and I've moved to the new program, it is that little bit more complicated, so it slows it down a little bit more, which does seem to put me off a little bit. But anyway, here I am. I'm doing a voiceover, so hopefully I'll have this video up today. I've got a couple more. Hopefully I can get one up in the next couple of days, and then another one up before the end of the month. But I need to get some videos out there. Really liking the way this one comes together. So what I've done here is I've just dumped everything out on my desk. So the papers that I'm using are all from my November kit, and then I go through this container here, this particular little container, and that has some of the embellishments that came with the album that I purchased. So the album I'm using is a Heidi Swap planner album, and all these, or some of these bits and pieces, were the ephemera that sort of comes with that kit. And then the rest of it is left over from previous month's kits from the Wild Hair Kit. So I've just dumped them all into this little container, and I'm going through to see what I can use. Whereas the other container that I just set on top, they are from the current months. So I generally cut out that bit on most of my videos. I cut out me going through and sorting out what ephemera I will use, because I quite often, as I say, just go through, I pull it all out, and then I go back to see what I can actually put where. Pulled down my chipboard. So these are my chipboard pieces. So about a couple of months ago, I decided to go through all my chipboard sheets and pop out all the pieces, because I just had all these sheets. Some had 3 or 4 pieces, some had 2 pieces, some had 6 pieces, whatever it may be. So I've popped them all out, and I now have them all in this box here, and I just shuffle through it every now and then and pull out some couple of pieces that I will use. I'll probably end up going through that box again at some point and de-stashing some of them. I've decided that even though when I did it I got rid of all the stuff that I didn't think I would use, I sent it all off to Ed's school, Gave it to the kinders and the preps, I think it was, and the grade ones for them to use in their arts and crafts. But I'll probably go through and to get rid of some more as well. But with all the negative pieces of the chipboard, I use those at the moment, or I'm using those at the moment to pop up my photos and embellishments. I find that generally just the perfect height. So there we go. I have glued those down. I really like that Carefree. That was in this month's, I think it was this month's. Anyway, that was, maybe it was last month's kit. Just love the colours. I'm pretty sure it's from Pink Fresh Studio. Love the gold flicker that's through it. I think it's just beautiful. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to go through these gorgeous puffy hearts, which I think were from the same collection, and seeing what I can use by the time I finish the album, because I've now posted the album off and it is complete. I have used up all of those hearts. I did have a couple left by the end, so I just went back through and decided that no, I'm going to make sure I use them all. There we go. Obviously decided that page is finished, and I'll move on to the next page. So these videos are, I'm doing 2 pages per video. Initially was not going to use the back page of each photo. I was just going to leave that plain. I thought I just might put a little quote on there or something like that, a little saying. But in the end I realised that the album was just not going to be big enough to be able to not use the back page and still have enough photos to make it a nice album to be able to flip through. So I've pulled out this Heidi Swap Hawthorn paper and thought I would use the back of that. I like the way it sort of really stood out against the dark colours, but I do swap it up. I decide that I just can't quite get it to come together. So I swap it out here in a minute for a different background paper. And here we go. I've dumped all the pieces out again and put out what I thought I might use. And this is where I decided I'll swap up the background paper. I want something a bit lighter. So that's the 4 pieces that I have left from that kit. I think most of those, or I think they're all got used up by the time I finished the album. As I said, don't think there was much left at all. It was perfect. I really like this blue, even though it's sort of, it's the same colour of his shirt nearly. I just like how nice and bright it is. Talking bright, I decide to back this piece here. This is a piece of vellum that says Bright Sunny Day, if I remember correctly, on some white cardstock there, just so that stands out a little bit and it's still nice and bright and easy to read, and I like the way that looks. Bless you. Mounting this photo up on some of this chipboard to give it a bit of dimension on the page, using the glue to glue that down. Chipboard doesn't stay glued down very well, so I add a little bit of extra, put the photo on a little bit of a tilt, and then I'm going to go through and start building my clusters around it, remembering to punch my holes. So I just have this page that I took from the album, and I just make sure that I use that as a template and punch out my little holes. I have that single hole punch there, which is the best find or buy that I've ever found. I found it in the op shop and I use it all the time. I'm just going to start layering things down the page. I generally don't have a plan. When I start a page, I can't visualize how a page is going to come together. I have absolutely not a clue. I have a photo and then I just start from there. I think I could probably get my videos shorter if I could visualize how it's all going to come together, because I could probably get myself a bit more prepared, but I can't do it. I come up blank. I sit there and I think, okay, I could do this or I could do that, but just nothing comes to me. I just got to go with the flow. So this lot of ephemera here is from the current month kit, which was November's kit at the time. So I'm going through those to see what I can use. And now that I've decided I'm starting to put a bit of a line, I guess you would call it, down one side of the page with my ephemera, I'm going back through to see what else I could use. And trying to pull out some yellow, obviously, because that seems to be the theme that I'm running with. Tuck that up the top there. So when the page comes to an end, there are no close-up photos. Sorry about that. In my rush to get the album finished and posted off, I forgot to take photos of a few of the pages. And do have a flip through of the completed album, and in the end I didn't record each page that I done. I just got on and started doing it because it was just, as I said earlier, life has just been too crazy at the moment. But I think you can see the page well enough without some close-up photos. Just putting that up the top. And it's probably around about here when I put this piece down that I realised that I'm going to have something running down the whole length of the page, but I now have a bit of a gap, so I'm figuring out what I can do there. Not too sure, but I like that piece down the bottom, so I'm going to stick that down and then I'll sort something out. I realised that the bright sunny day has a little bit of red in it, so maybe I can use a couple of these little red strips here. These are the fabric tags from the Pink Fresh Studio. Was it something Let Your Heart Decide collection or something like that? And then after that, I don't think I do anything else. I think I'm all done after that. I hope you enjoyed the process. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the videos. I hope everyone is having a good time leading up to Christmas, the crazy season, as we like to call it. It's the 23rd today, so not long before it all starts to calm down again. And I think I'm all done. So, as always, I hope everyone has a lovely day, a lovely week, or a lovely month. And I will talk to you on the next video. And don't forget to have a lovely Christmas. Everyone, travel well, be safe. I will talk to you on the next one. Until then, bye.